In front of me, I have my paper with 3 concentric circles, 1, 2, 3, and in each concentric circle, I'm going to put my complementary colors. And I'm going to use a different shaped flower and different shaped petal for each one. I'm also going to use balance. In other words, I'm going to make sure that what is on the one side of my mandala is the same as what's on the other side. And I'm going to use drying time. In other words, I'm going to wait for my different petals to dry before I do overlaps. The reason I'm going to wait for them to dry is because with complementary colors in particular, if they flow into each other, they can create different forms of brown. So you need to be a little bit patient in terms of just waiting for the colors to dry. So for example, I'm going to use a pencil right now just to give you some idea of balance. But when I do my actual mandala using complementary colors, I'm not going to use a pencil at all. I'm going to feel very free. I'm going to do more or less a sense of balance. But just for now, to show you what I mean by balance, you could do the petals top and bottom, left and right, for example. And then you could add in the same number of petals in each gap. And by doing that, you're starting to create a sense of balance in your work. It doesn't have to be perfect. And so what's happening now is I've got the same number of petals on each side. And then I could decide, right, I'm going to choose a different shaped petal, a pointy petal. And this time I'm going to do a petal in between each of my other petals. Now, I'm not suggesting you copy me. I'm just giving you some ideas in terms of working with balance. And then you could decide you wanted to do a little one in between, for example. And again, some are a little bit bigger, some are a little bit smaller, but I'm not worried about that because it's the perfectly imperfect nature of nature herself that creates life. And so this gives you an idea of how I'm creating a sense of balance and a symmetrical mandala as opposed to an asymmetrical mandala where there is no balance. And I'm going to choose the flower, probably the pansy actually, as my inspiration for the center. And that is what I'm going to draw in the center. Now, as I say, I'm doing this with a pencil now. I don't particularly want the pencil marks in my mandala. So in my next one, I am going to leave out pencil altogether and just move straight in with the painting.